Let's go international now and speak of the fate of Guinea's President Alpha Condé, which is unclear after an unverified video showed him surrounded by soldiers who said they had seized power. They appeared on national television claiming to have dissolved the government. However, the Defense Ministry said the attempted takeover had been thwarted by the Presidential Guard. This follows hours of heavy gunfire near the presidential palace in the capital, Conakry. UN Secretary-General Antonio Guterres, Regional Bloc ECOWAS and the African Union have condemned the apparent coup and demanded the immediate release of President Condé. The West African country of Guinea is rich in natural resources, but years of unrest and mismanagement mean it is one of the world's poorest countries.
Going on now. Maybe this is going to be like another situation in other neighboring countries where we've seen negotiation going on between coup leaders and government officials.
Right.
So maybe this is the kind of thing that is going on in Guinea Conakry.
Right. Unclear, as you say, as to...
And that is the latest with regard to President Condé, who has been ousted in what some are saying is a military takeover. But the Defense Ministry, of course, reporting that indeed that may not necessarily be the fact of the matter. And that video that cannot be confirmed by most media houses that have spoken about it, it is claimed that that is President Condé there in the company of some of those military officers who have taken him hostage, so to speak. We're going to bring you some details of some of the recent coups in Africa. And Guinea, on the back of their 2010 election, the 2010 election of Condé, Guinea's most prominent champion of multi-party democracy, was greeted with optimism by human rights activists and international organizations. Until then, Condé had been the chief critic of a succession of autocratic leaders, namely Ahmed Sékou Touré, who ruled from independence in 1958 until he died in 1984, Lansana Conté, who seized power in a coup after Touré's death, and Moussa Dadi Camara, who led a coup after Conté's death in 2008. So some details there. But there was a setback during Conté's tenure. One, ethnic riots between Malinke and Peul in 2012, and disaffected young people attacked an iron ore project run by Vale, causing millions of dollars in damage. There was also the incident of opposition protests and labor strikes, where security forces cracked down, drawing criticism from the United Nations and rights groupings. You would also note that Condé, while criticizing autocratic leaders himself, had shown what some people called autocratic leadership. The third point, 2013 to 2016 Ebola outbreak. The outbreak killed more than 2,500 people in Guinea and dealt a multi-billion-dollar hit to the economy. There also was that bit about Condé winning re-election in 2015, but more turmoil following as his opponents accused him of angling for a third term and starting to organize large street demonstrations. There also was that referendum in 2020 aimed to, among others, remove the presidential term limits, and this gave Alpha Condé the chance to run for the third term in 2020, which he did in fact win, and which term he was serving when this latest putsch actually happened. A look at the 2020 election. The lead up to the election last October was marked by sporadic violence between members of Condé's Malinke ethnic group and his main rival, Cellou Dalein Diallo's Peul. Condé was declared the winner with 59.5% of the vote, but Diallo disputed the results, although there was relatively little violence once they were certified. And so we're bringing you some snippets of what has been transpiring in Guinea over the last few years, especially from the start of the tenure of Alpha Condé in 2010. When we return, we take a break here. When we return, we bring you some of the details as far as our president's comments on this latest coup d'etat.